So all of that just happened. My goodness. Wow. I'm surprised by how much we actually had missed with that scene prior in our last playthrough. And actually is that it answers a few bunch of other questions really that I had regarding things really so. And well, it seems now at least at this point is that there's still maybe hope for us to actually get what would be considered the good ending. In fact, now that I'm thinking about it, since we now have Ben's story, really so, and hopefully this also means is that Olivia is going to be more open with her emotions and actually sharing things with people, is that she'll have a much better chance of actually healing herself and that she'll stop getting in her way, really, in a sense, really so. And because of that, I think maybe having, in comparison with what we had with our last ending, is that perhaps if we had Ben's story unlocked, really so, if we had Ben's story, is that maybe that whole situation that we ended up with both of them fighting with each other and things being in this kind of limbo of their relationship, basically teetering on the edge of really of death, really so, that things will probably turn out differently. Now, again, I can't be certain of how the endings are really determined, but if we are able to still keep an even Inko Olivia score, we might be able to get the better ending. I don't know. It did seem a little hairy for us really at the beginning there, since things were not going well and we had gotten no points out of the two or three instances that we actually could have gotten points, really so. But, then again, could still be wrong. We could still end up with something that's rather mid again. But we've just gotten through the whole situation of us hugging things out in the rain. Olivia shared the story of how Ben betrayed her, really so. And she's had personal growth really outside, and it seems like Inko and Olivia are on the way to actually having a better relationship with each other, either as friends or further. Can't say for certain right now at this point, but honestly, I kept things going for a bit because right at the point where they were hugging each other out, really so, that one splash page that they had of the two of them hugging without the umbrella, is that I could have just skipped. But the thing is that I'm a little hesitant to do so to make sure that we don't miss anything else that would have been important. Plus, to me, honestly, theatrically speaking, is that it seemed better to actually just go back through all of it anyway. Anyway, continuing on, let us see what else we may encounter now. So we can skip right now at this point. I haven't really done Ia Dawkins' voice yet, so I'm just going to give myself a little attempt to actually do it, really. So, once everyone else has left, he closes the class door and locks it. So, care to explain? Explain, sir? He opens the door in the back and signals Olivia to come on out. The mud, the drenched clothes, the declaration of sanctuary? I was having a bad day. She's looking a bit better. Still drained, but she's not shivering. Her rat sits on her lap, and Iodakan extends a finger down to scratch under its chin. I can see that. He takes a seat against a nearby desk and waves a hand for Olivia to go on. When she doesn't, he shifts his hand to me. I look between the two of them. Mr. Dawkins' expectant leer, and Olivia's pleading eyes. Ultimately, I shake my head in the negative. I just helped Olivia get out of the rain. Excuse me. Of course. He slouches further atop the desk. Can I tell you some other time? Sure. Whatever it was, it looks like you've recovered pretty well. Olivia doesn't answer verbally, instead giving him a bashful little smile and nod. Was it about your work again? Yeah. This girl. He turns to me and points a thumb at her. You know, The work she's so concerned about absolutely wrecks the grading curve in my class. For the sake of the other students, I had to put a limit on extra credit assignments. Really? Yeah, never before would I even consider such a restraint. Why punish someone for working too hard, I would think to myself. Then 4 years ago, this little green goblin comes rolling into my class. Half a semester and more than a few angry calls from parents later, my hands were tied. Young lady simply does too dang much. Olivia smiles, but doesn't look up from her pet. It was that much better than all the other students? Well, no. I don't grade by technique. If I did, you'd be in big trouble, Inko. Olivia's work was very good even then, but the main thing I admire is how motivated she can be. I haven't seen someone so enthused to just paint in years. Certainly haven't seen anyone so enthused I had to change the rules like that. You were worried it'd stop me. Was I? That definitely sounds like me. But it didn't stop you. Not even a little. Heck, that year you even got me to see some things differently. I don't think I ever did anything like that. You did when you came in after class the Friday before Mother's Day. Take a look at this. I'm handed the quill pen, and the first thing I note about it is how soft the feather portion is. It's the special pen you always use. It's actually from my wife. Whoa. Inspecting it closer, I can now see more of the intricate details. From the faded engravings on the shank to the maintained but worn point. It's well made and kept, and yet the feather and brass showed its age. She came in that afternoon with a whole stack of crumpled painting drafts, so frustrated she couldn't get it right and so determined to make it perfect. I say, any of these would be great, your aunt would love any of these, and she fires back. If it's not good enough for me, why would it be good enough for someone I love? I did not have an answer. So, I tell her to take a step back. We take a few hours to go over fundamentals once more. I send her home to try getting it right over the weekend, and come Monday, she returns and hugs me first thing. That Friday night, though, what she'd said was on my mind. I talked about it all night with my wife. Then that morning I decided to make a change for myself. My wife was molting at the time, so there was always a new feather or three in our blankets each morning. I took the biggest one, preserved it right, and got a bit of help to make it into a real pen. And I've used it ever since. It helps me remember to do my job right, for the people I care about, and for the people my students care about. I think what it was, it's that childlike reasoning that comes so naturally for the youth. That reasoning, it makes a type of innocent, earnest dedication, something I think I'd lost for a while. Don't give me so much credit. You haven't lost it, have you? Good. Don't lose it for me, okay? Okay. Iodakin yawns and stretches. Now that interaction there has a whole lot more meaning released, though, now with all of that what we just experienced with Ben's story and Olivia getting her moment of growth there and realization, really. So, oh my gosh, that chef's kiss, really. So, that works even further to just reinforce things. Yes, thoroughly enjoy it. You feeling all right to go to your next class? Yes, I'm ready. Great. He claps a hand over my back. We should do this again sometime. Mr. Yodakin ushers us out of his classroom as the late bell trills, handing us a note he'd rapidly scrawled on. Miss Prockley didn't seem enthused to see us come in late, but sighed as she read the late note from Yodakin. As I took my usual spot, I felt something odd in the corner of my eye. Looking up, it was to see Olivia looking my way, with that smile on her face. That damn smile. One that spoke so many words, yet I couldn't figure out what. All I could do in turn was try to match it, before focusing on Miss Prockling's latest lecture. Alright, we're going to go ahead and skip and see what else comes up now. Okay. Our contest. The arcade. Alright, we're going to the arcade event. spend time with her, hang out. We meet the nerd, really so. Okay, here we go. So, we're now at the point of, like, I think that we're challenging this guy to the fighting game, really so. Right. But, thinking back to that confrontation with Mia, standing up for her there didn't really pay off either. But that was a while ago. I just don't know. I look over the crowd again. The match is about halfway done, judging by the remaining health pools. Don't cause a fuss for Olivia, cheer Olivia on, so. Okay, I'm for some reason I'm scared. I'm scared now, really, so, cause, here's the thing, is that, I think, cause I know that before, is that I'm pretty sure that we had cheered Olivia on, really, so, because we were being good friends. But now I'm a little concerned, really, so, because, I think I'm having a blank in my memory, really, so, of, like, what exactly we did, so. Just for safekeeping, because I want to make sure that we get this point, really so, because even though if it's something that we've already done before, really so, I still want to get that, but okay. Well, anyway, I'm just gonna save anyway, really so. Okay, so boop. Okay. All right, so all right. With that thinking that he stated, so let's say, don't cause a fuss for Olivia. Now we're gonna cheer her on. Let's see what happens. Okay, so there's a point for Olivia. I know Olivia normally doesn't like this from strangers. But I'm no stranger to Olivia. She knows my intentions. We're friends. On screen it looks like the characters are about to strike one another with their feet. I cup my hands around my mouth. Go, Olivia! Okay, skipping. Alright, we hang out in the eatery. She gets the strange pillow thing. Okay, so here we have where we are sick, and, yep, we have this whole trippy thing going on here, of course. Let's see. I think last time before is that we had did, like, we had said something about Coach Sully, really, so. What's going on? Who is this? Where's Lucy? Where's my daughter? That seems to have nothing here. So big. Big hugs. I Wani hug. I'm gonna go for it. I Wani hug. Funny gator girl on wheels. Don't say anything. You're incoherent. Incoherent. That's my name. Before I can say anything, my being fades into the void. Okay. Oh, God. Head. What year is it? Sit up and glance around the room. Okay, we're now at the point where Olivia's here taking care of us. We have the soup that she makes. We hang out. Class again. Mia has a confrontation with us. We're at the wedding shoot. We talk to Mr. Is that we talk to the Mr. Groom here? Okay. Okay, so we're now at the point where we're trying to decide if we're going to actually focus on our job that we're here to do, really for credit, or if we're gonna focus upon Olivia, really so. Now, I know before with this is that we had focused on taking the photos, we were focusing on our job, and I believe that had resulted in a point for Inko. If my theory is correct, really so. If we try to keep the points as even as possible, is that we can probably get the best ending out of things. So, I'm just gonna go ahead and give ourselves a scum save here, just in case. Yeah, let's move to here, so. Turn. I do believe that focusing would give us the point for Inko. Yes, it does. Okay. I can't afford to slack off right now. Besides, I made a promise to the groom, and I don't want to let him down. Or Mr. Yodakin, for that matter. I silenced my phone and slid it into my jacket pocket, pushing off the wall, taking hold of my camera. Where should I even start? Skip! We should start by skipping, that's what! Okay, we have Mr. Ferris doing an inspection. Run to me again. Mia confronts us with the blackmail. Here we have the animation of us escaping into the elevator. Okay. So this here was next in the area where I'm pretty sure that we had messed up, really. So, because we had decided to take the key that I guess the idea I was thinking really at the time really then so is that we were trying to force her to make the decision really so to actually go ahead and face things really so. But the thing is, I believe I remember that it resulted on us not getting a score, really. So us being the whole machismo knight thing, which of course is definitely not what Nico is, really. So is that he can't really pull that off. Is that it's not going to be the best thing. So again, scum saving every decision, really. So I'm sorry. Is that we're just making sure that we can try to get the best ending out of this. Okay, so no, not options. Okay, return. Okay. It's don't take the key. She has to be the one that makes the decision. This is her agency, so. Yep, point for Olivia. My hands cup hers, eliciting a small gasp from the girl. Even with the darkened lenses of my shades, I can make out her moon-silver eyes filled with all the worries of this past month. Worries she'd endured because of our friendship. And possibly more. Inko. My fingers curl softly, pushing the key back into her palm. My lips move, but no sound comes out. He'll understand, Olivia. Either from my unspoken words or my comforting grip, Olivia is able to gather her courage. We share a simple nod, and her hand finally moves to the panel. With the key inserted and twisted, the dark room shudders briefly before the metal door finally starts to slide open. We're greeted by the sight of our teacher looking very haggard, his brows slick with sweat, and holding some strange black rod. Olivia reels back at the sight of the odd baton. Thanks for saving us, Mr. Yodakin. Don't thank me just yet. I'm gonna need an explanation for all of this. So is Principal Scaler, for that matter. He steps aside and motions us out of the elevator with a wave of the broad stick. Come along now. Give the janitor some time to take care of this mess. Holy shit. Looks like Mia tried to destroy everything within her reach in the hallway. On the ceiling, a pipe is leaking water intended for fountains and toilets. A group of dinos in overalls round the corner looking absolutely pissed. Our teacher waves at them and begins escorting us to his room. All the adrenaline has faded now, and I can feel the acute pain in my arm. Olivia's hand reaches back, behind her head to the arm she had grabbed, and her fingers delicately loop around the spot. She looks back, her mouth shut tight but her sympathetic eyes telling me she's sorry. I nod back with a comforting smile. Sure, it hurt, but I knew she didn't mean it. We look forward again to the door of Iodakin's classroom. Olivia sighed and resigned herself to explaining everything to our teacher. Olivia looked ready to collapse. She had taken the better part of an hour explaining Mia's extortion in full detail to Mr. Iodakin. I grab Olivia's canteen and hand it to her. She greedily chugs the entire thing, gasping after and rubbing her sore throat. It was hard to get a read on what our teacher was thinking. His brow was furrowed, his fingers steepled, and he was muttering to himself. Finally, with a deep sigh, he stands from his desk and looks at the exhausted girl. I had a feeling something was going on, but to this extent. You should have come forward sooner. I know, but we're here now, aren't we? Fair point. Still, I'm concerned that you thought nobody would notice. I didn't think anybody would care to look. Those assignments go through dozens of eyes, you know. What do you mean? Your style, Olivia. I saw it from a mile away, and I was just waiting for you to talk to me. You knew? Why didn't you say anything? I wanted it to come from you. Don't worry, I'm not going to lecture you. Raptor Jesus knows you've had enough of that already. I'm glad you two are okay. Yeah, I thought she was actually going to kill us. Mr. Iodakin shakes his head before he smiles softly at us. Have some faith in the faculty here. We do our best for you. With what we have on Mia now, we can justify watching her like a hawk from here on. Anybody else she was harassing ought to thank you. Are you sure she's actually going to get in trouble for this? At this point, we'd look bad if we didn't punish Mia for this kind of behavior. That's a relief. Come on, you two can hunker here until school clears out. You're sure? You were going to stay after like it always anyways, right? Yeah. Ah! Good grief. That sudden shocking sound like still caused me to jump. Frick. Ah, my goodness, really, so. I had forgotten about that. The loud noise makes me stumble to the floor. Mr. Iadokkin! Whoops. Iadokkin looks at the device in his hand. Is that a taser? There's a piece of tape on it with something written on it. Estrus Protocol? Anyway, I'm going to run and get some things done. They're going to want my account on paper pretty soon. May as well knock it out of the way. With no care at all, Mr. Iadokkin chucks the electric weapon onto his desk before turning to his doorway. Don't burn the place down, all right? Why did he feel the need to shock us anyway, really, so? Was he just being kind of like a dick about it? I kind of feel that, honestly, so. Alone, I go sit near the back of the classroom. Looking out the window, I finally let a huge sigh I've been holding in. Olivia rolls over to join me, and surprisingly, she's smiling. You were right, Inko. I could trust him. We sit in silence, just looking out the window. When school's let out, we watch the crowd of students going home. I don't see me in the crowd, but that doesn't matter. I think, despite it all, Olivia's life is just going to be a bit easier after today. Alright, so we've gotten to that point. Gonna go ahead and skip again, see what else comes up. So we're having the raiding, we're assembling the development machines caught in the storm. We have the incident of him taking, instead of destroying Olivia's art piece so that she can actually finally try to let it go. Okay, and now we're outside waiting to get picked up to be taken home. He asks us about what we're planning to do for the future. So, now, what we said last time is that I think we had said I want to go to college, so that this would have been like a point really for us, really so. I want to make plenty of friends, that's the blah answer, really so. I want to find true love, which would be much like, kind of like a point for Olivia. I'm a little curious on like how this is really gonna go, so, because I'm a little uncertain if the I want to go to college one actually gave us a score for Inko, because right now then is that this is gonna like uneven the scales really so, because I believe this should be a chance for us to get a score for Inko. Then again, this could also seem like a possibility of like getting a score for either side. So, we're gonna be scum saving and loading back in really so. Save there. Turn. I think, though I want to go to college, we're gonna try that out, so. Nope, no point. Okay, and that was something we had already done, so load that back up. Yep. I want to make plenty of friends. A more ambitious dream. I can get behind it. Alright, so that's his opinion of it, but we can still skip, so. Load again. I want to find true love. Okay, that's nothing. Alright, so this is one of those points in which, like, it doesn't necessarily matter, really, so. And he still says the exact same thing, really, so a more ambitious dream, I can get behind it, and we still skip. So, this actually turns out to be, like, it's a point that doesn't necessarily matter, really, as far as, like, the Inko and Olivia scores go. But perhaps this might be lending more towards the Inko support portion of it, so. Alright, I'm gonna load it back up one more time, really, so. I'm going to stick with the I want to go to college thing, really, so. A more ambitious dream. I can get behind it. It's a bit unimaginative. Alright, we're gonna skip again, see what else happens. Go to the next day. We're doing the meetup with Liz. Damien can't join us, and so this is now at the point where we're have the confrontation where Liz opens up to Olivia. Okay. And this was like, and I remember that this scene here like seemed to be like the most iffy kind of scene as far as like writing went. I know that I remember I had trouble with this scene before because of the fact is that it's an awkward moment, but also it seems like it was quote-unquote written awkwardly, really. So, like, certain other portions of the set of these events have had more or less kind of clear direction. And it seemed that with this situation here is that there didn't seem to be, like, quote-unquote a clear direction, is that this is what it's leading to, really. So, I mean, I don't know. Is that... Then again, here's our chance to go back over things again, really. So, we had did wooden steak is even carved to look like a restaurant. The Volcadero kebab, tiger cow, chicken pizza. The chicken is the crust. I like the idea of chicken pizza, so we're gonna go with this. I don't think this has any bearing, so boop. You sure? With onion rings. If you want it, I'm buying. They serve breakfast all day, too. I'm going with their pancake platter. Boop! Okay, yeah. I figured that Liz was not quite where she was supposed to be, really, so this could be like an effect of like the skipping and stopping, really, so. Liz waves the waitress over and we give our orders. Nostalgia pick? You got me. It takes me way back. She stares out the window. I look out at the horizon as well. The view has shifted a bit to show the mountains. We all look out for a long while. Maybe a little too long. Ordinarily, this would be around the time Damien would say something that kept the conversation going. Oh, right. He's usually the one bringing us all together. Yeah, it is strange to think about, but Liz and Olivia aren't really more than acquaintances. But during lunch, it's Damien that always makes sure everyone else is included in the conversation. Nothing comes to mind. I don't think I'd make a good Damien. And I'm sure I've stated this before the last time, no one really wants you to be Damien as well either, really, so. One moment, please. Okay, I ring Damien up in the hallway. He's sick, yes, but hopefully he'll have something for me to use. If he picks up, please. Hello? Vinny, I want to talk to Damien. Yeah, he's out right now. Mom's with him in the backyard. He's puking his guts out into a bucket. Why? Pest control guys buy it from us for about $50. Gross. What do you want him for? I can tell him when he comes back in. No, why not? I wanted to know how he always keeps our friend group so lively. Like, I was considering small talk, just bringing up movies or something. Ew, movies. No, movies suck. Nobody actually likes them. What? I'm playing Fortnite. Alright, I'll turn it down so you can hear me. I heard what you said. It was just dumb. Was it? Yeah? There's a pause for a moment. Movies always sucked. Like, they started in black and white and without sound, and they never really got better. Even when they peaked in the 70s, they only barely became watchable. Have you ever even watched The Godfather? Dad made me watch that stuff and it just sucked. No, you probably just didn't get it. Dad explained the whole plot to me, ins and outs, and it really was just mid-trash. That movie won awards. You can't just call it trash. Yeah, I can. Movies are just a trash genre of content. Even the best ones are usually just polished turds that you waste your time. Okay then, what's a good movie? Ever heard of Mr. Beast? How about Storytime animations? I know, I'm still so sad for this poor kid here, really, so, oh god, is that, the brain rot is so real with this child, really, so. Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
I'm not! Any popular content on Usenet provides more value for your time than the classics that you old people fawn over and still sucks!
Those aren't even movies!
They move and I watch them.
Not my point, you troglodyte! As if you could ever even think of comparing that slot to the likes of Star Wars, The Godfather, Blade Runner 2049!
Movies are just one massive pile of doo-doo fart, but even it can sometimes make something mediocre.
These are billion-dollar franchises! Millions of people would disagree with this deranged nonsense!
Doo-doo fart!
Oh my god, you little... Listen, you little chump, next time I see you, I'm gonna wring your little neck like a rush rag! What? Who is this? Shit. Calm down. Calm down. Kill him later. Nuts. I didn't get the advice. I sulked back to my seat and slumped down, catching my breath.
Wow, are you alright? Your eye is twitching.
I don't think I've ever been more angry in my life.
What happened?
I don't want to talk about it. I rubbed the tension from my face. Fine. I can be a good Damien all by myself. So, Liz?
Yeah?
You mentioned when we first met you wanted to be an art dealer, and getting the right people the right paintings, right? How's that going?
Oh, yeah, it's going great. I just got accepted to Marceline U, actually.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, I finally got everything all worked out for myself. I'm gonna hit the ground running once I graduate.
That's pretty cool. I'm still figuring things out. You too, right, Olivia?
I only got short-term goals right now. But I'm interested in what Liz was talking about.
Right, I'm sure it wouldn't be a problem for Olivia to replace the stolen painting.
But what was annoying was having to contact the Treasury and Administration about the broken cabinet. I mean, what even happened? Whoever did it, I wish they could have dealt with Mrs. Scalar's neurotic tantrum the way I did. We're still finding glass shards all over the floor, and I get screamed at as if I'm the one responsible for it. Scalar needs to put the coffee mug down sometimes.
Jeez.
It's not a problem anymore. We've already ordered a new display. Should be installed next month. Oh, I got off track. What were you talking about again? The art dealing thing. I'm actually interested. Oh, well, the plan is to be able to open up my own business. I'll start online and work my way up to having a physical location. Uncle Ferris told me he's willing to help me figure out the legal part. I've already gotten a few connections, some people that might be interested in being involved that run some pretty decent prices. For me, I mean. And I'll be selling my own works, too. I've gotten even better at painting since the start of the year. Have you noticed?
I think I have, yeah. Although since I'm no artist, I'll admit some of the details are probably lost on me. Liz nods. Maybe I'll buy one sometime. You'll give me a discount, right?
Maybe. Olivia, have you painted anything good recently? No. Oh. Sorry. It's fine. Well, I got what I really want to be doing.
Well, why don't you?
Because I got dragged here instead.
Oh, good grief. Yep, this. Okay. Yeah, this again, really, so. Okay. Well, okay, here we go. Here we go into this. Dang it, Olivia.
I mean, not that I'm mad.
Liz looks like she wants to say something. The thought dies on her tongue.
Yeah.
The conversation, and the tension, thankfully, gets interrupted as our food arrives. The social media influencer in me itches to take a photo of each plate, especially with how good the presentation is. Dang, I should have brought my camera along with me. Wait, I have my phone! Say, Olivia. I turned just in time to see her clamp her jaw on the hunk of meat, tearing it right off the bone. Huh? Never mind. How's it taste? She takes a moment to chew her food before sending it down the hatch, then smiling as she gives me a greasy thumbs up. Liz chuckles from Olivia's good review as she lowers her head to get the first bite of her pancakes. Given that her neck is making movements equivalent to doing the happy dance, I'm guessing that the pancakes are good here. My view had changed again, and now having noticed it, I could almost feel the slow rotation of the room. I savored my onion rings while watching Volcadura bluffs pan right by us, taking in the amazing view. My thoughts reach out for my camera, already calculating the restaurant's rotation with the proper settings to capture the full 360 panorama I could achieve. And a separate section of my mind recalls the other panoramic of the city I saw. The one that is now nothing more but shredded debris.
Say, Liz.
The Brachiosaurus takes a moment to respond as she attempts to cram her snout into her glass of water.
Stupid glass, no straw. Yeah? So, you mentioned all about wanting to be an art dealer and be a part of that system. I guess it could be cool if we worked together.
Come again?
Come again? I don't know, it just seems like a decent idea. No, I get you.
Now it's Liz's turn to pause from her food, sit upright and carefully tap the napkin on her closed lips.
Maybe, but I don't think you'd want that, honestly. No, that'd be cool. I'd like that.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure.
Not sure?
Yeah, I'm trying to get this whole thing off the ground on my own. Without others' help, right? Like how you feel about your art stuff. That's different. The point is, it's important to me that my start is as self-sustaining as possible. But you just said you had connections, and your uncle... Yeah, family and such, not a...
Olivia raises that iconic eyebrow.
Friends? Or is it just me?
Olivia, don't even start to make a scene. I have to do something. Olivia, Liz, come on, guys. Can we finish lunch first?
How am I making a scene, Liz? I'm just curious about your life for once. Well, not like this, then. I'd rather you go back to giving me the silent treatment.
Oh, no. No. What have I done?
What's your deal? Damon and Nico want us to be friends. Here I am actually trying it. What, am I not worthy enough for your stuck-up... Ugh! You didn't want my friendship before, or Damien's for years. It just sounds a bit like you just want to be friends now because you can get something out of it. I want to be friends. Just not like that. I thought things would finally start getting good. Olivia, there's lots of people less fortunate than you. You have the support of your friends, all the offers. You can't blame me if you just ignore both.
Liz,
Let me finish, please. I'm not mad. I envy you, I admit it. Anyone would, effortlessly getting that attention and help. I hate it. I know. And I know it's wrong, but that's what I've been thinking for a while. I see all these things you have available to you all these years, and you just take them for granted. I just think it's a wasteful way to live. Look, sorry, I appreciate you guys. After telling me to my face how you'd rather be somewhere else than with me? You know what, Olivia?
Okay, hold on a second. I need to go back and see what that was. Okay, so yeah, save history. Okay. After telling me to my face how you'd rather be elsewhere and not here while eating at my expense. Okay, here you go.
You know what, Olivia? This is the most nice I can do for you at the moment, because you really don't deserve anything else. Liz!
Liz claps a hand over her mouth. Olivia doesn't respond. She looks down at her plate.
I'm going to use the bathroom.
She pushes herself away from the table and through the aisle.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry, Liz.
I didn't mean to snap.
It's alright. Once Olivia gets back, you can apologize.
No, I don't think I can. After everything, I think I deserve that much.
Good God. The brief was to just get these two talking and have a good time, and it's like a grenade was thrown into the table. I'm a terrible fucking Damon, let me tell you. Liz?
Yeah?
Why didn't it work?
Why didn't what work?
I know you two aren't on the greatest terms, so I tried to keep the conversation going. So it wouldn't get awkward and nobody would get left out, like Damien does. I feel like this was somehow my fault. But how? I did everything I was supposed to.
I don't think you did anything wrong.
Why does this never happen around Damien?
Good question. I don't know.
Liz picks at her plate, popping the yolk on her over-easy egg. She's probably not in the mood if I pushed any further, and said anything I want to say right now. Olivia wouldn't like me prodding right now either. There's no options. I try to think of something to do, but nothing. I can't think of doing anything at all. Not without making someone uncomfortable, or worse, getting them mad at me. And I've never even anticipated something like this happening. It's frustrating. I can't do anything. I can't do nothing, obviously. Not if I want to smooth things over. Right now, Olivia's in the bathroom. She's actually just fooling around the hallway, but the point is the two are separated. I can work something out. Should I keep trying then? I don't want to make anyone uncomfortable.
I think I'd rather you didn't.
Let's see. Ask Liz for help. How does she know how to deal with avoiding upsetting others? Go find Olivia. Come on, Liz, help me out here. Okay. So we're gonna make a save here. Now going back to this is that I think before that we had asked Liz for help. That did not get us anything, so. Now the thing is that this is gonna upset either one of them really, so. I'm sure that we're gonna get something new out of either of these suggestions, so. If we don't get a point, really, so, is that I'll probably go back to this save and see what it's supposed to get, really, so, but let's see. If we go find Olivia... Okay, I think probably thinking of the timeline of things right now for this run, really, so, is that we've gotten Olivia to more or less admit how she's stuck in her past and what has happened to her via Ben. And this is a chance for her to let go of it, is that this is a chance for her to admit that she is wrong, that she has failed in being a friend. If we go to Olivia, this might be the better option, really so, because Liz is not in the wrong in stating her feelings, really so. Could she have put them better? Quite possibly, really so. But Liz is right to feel that she might actually be being used at this point, now that Olivia is suddenly trying to take an interest, really so. And so, I don't necessarily feel like it's right, quote unquote, to force Liz to apologize. So, I think the idea is that we probably should find Olivia and have her apologize. Okay, no point change here, but let's see what happens, because this is new material. A heavy breath escapes me as I stand from my chair. If you'll excuse me, Liz. Her head tilts comically further than needed in question. Just want to check on Olivia. Oh. She waves me off as I turn away. Making my way through the restaurant, a part of me marvels at how I don't even feel the room spin. Kinda makes me dizzy, honestly. But it's just mental busy work to distract myself. After all, I have no idea what I'm going to say to Olivia. Hey. Oh no, that's Olivia. Okay.
Hey.
Should I ask her how she is?
Inko?
Well, I'm on the spot now. Hey, just came to see what you were doing. I thought I had more time to think about things, but instead of being by the restroom, Olivia was... Why are you here by the bar?
I wanted to see if they'd give me a mimosa.
What?
Mimosa. You know, like OJ and champagne.
Olivia, you can't drink!
Says you.
She takes a long sip from a glass flute filled with orange liquid. I make to slap it out of her hand, but her tail stops me.
I'm joking, jeez. It's like you, Inko. A virgin.
Oh! Somebody get a burn unit, this man is in ashes! Anyway. She grins at my skull and continues sipping on her drink.
Want some?
She holds out the glass to me with that smug smile of hers. Taking the flute, I can clearly see where her lips had touched it. Olivia looks to be leaning forward as I stare at the glass. Ignoring the heat in my cheeks, I tip the glass above me, carefully pouring some of the liquid into my mouth. Oh. This is just juice and ginger ale, Olivia. Handing her back the glass, for a split second I thought I saw some disappointment in her eyes. Maybe I'm just seeing things now. With a shake of my head, I refocus. I came to check on Olivia and fix things between her and Liz. You okay, Olivia?
Yeah, totally. Why wouldn't I be?
Her eyes are wide open and yet not looking my way. Well, because of what Liz said.
Oh.
She sags in her chair. Olivia?
No. Yeah, that was...
Her finger circles the lip of her glass as she thinks.
I'm not hurt, just... frustrated.
She looks at her glass one final time, and then downs the last quarter of it in a single swallow. Afterwards, Olivia sets it on the bar, on top of a couple crumpled dollar bills. My goodness. Read the words.
I mean, Liz doesn't get it, Inko. Maybe if she walked a mile in my shoes, she would, but...
I hate to see you guys go at it like that.
Yeah. Maybe it's been a long time coming for me, but who cares?
A long time coming?
I know she's been a bit frustrated for a while. Probably been holding that in. Doesn't mean I want to hear it, though. All the time I've known her, she's just been so far ahead of me. You heard her yap about how her art's getting better, how many connections she has, and how it'll get her $1 billion or whatever. I'm the better artist, but I don't even know how to start getting my crap together like that. I look at that chasm between us and it fills me with dread. It's just jealousy. I know it. It's just been getting worse every time she mentions getting further in life, while I can't even convince myself to try. It's different actually getting her upset at me over this specifically. I just mentioned being someone she'd consider a real acquaintance and she blows up like that.
You want to talk about it?
No.
You sure?
Is that what you wanted to see me about?
Partially. The other part is that I'm a bit confused. I wasn't expecting things to go the way they did. So I came to see you to ask for help to make this right.
Uh-huh. Well, I'm not apologizing if that's what you mean.
Oh, good grief. These... my goodness, teenagers, okay. I know, it's coming from an old man really here, really so, but, is that, both of them are somewhat in the wrong. They really could have done this better, but indeed, a confrontation like this was bound to happen at least at some point, and they need to admit their feelings about each other and try to come to an understanding of each other, really so, because otherwise their relationship their friendship is not going to progress any further than it already is, and it's just going to be awkward with them and for basically until the rest of high school. So okay, so now we have two different options here with Olivia. So come on, Olivia, help me out here. Ask Olivia for help. How does she know how to deal with avoiding upsetting others? Oh, okay. Yeah, very funny, very funny. Yes, Olivia knowing how to avoid upsetting others, really so. I mean, okay, what's that? Well, she does have some ability, honestly, really with that, but this doesn't seem like a thing that she would have like too much too much knowledge about, really. So, come on, Olivia, help me out here, really. So, okay, just gonna save scum again, really. So, boop. All right, let's see what this gets us. Tapping my fingers here on the desk, really. So, let's see. This is just like begging for her to apologize, really. So, I guess it's supposed to be like this could be a learning moment for Inko. So, let's try this one here. Okay, that gets us nothing. So, no, that's not it. Rubbing my scalp to help my thoughts flow. I just let my words come out unfiltered. I'm serious here, Olivia. I need some help. I have her full attention now, and my words just keep coming. I feel like I did everything right, but it went wrong. You and Liz got into an argument, and though it wasn't heated, you got hurt. That scares me. For a brief moment, Olivia's gray eyes widened in surprise. I have a few ideas on what to do, but nothing that won't make someone upset. Or worse, get them mad at me.
Why do you care about our opinions so much?
Because you're my friends? I want us all to get along and enjoy the lunch we got invited to. But I don't know how to fix it. The only things I can think of will just probably make you guys upset with me. So that's why I'm asking you.
Me?
You're self-reliant. You're strong in your stance to never accept help on account of your condition. For the longest time, that confused me. Well, it still does, but you do it.
It confuses you?
Well, it's like others are willing to give, and giving feels good. So when you deny it, it's like telling them those thoughts don't matter.
One way to put it.
That's the part I don't get. Even though everyone stands to gain something for the sake of your goals, you don't accept. You take the hard road. Saying it out loud. I like it. I'm willing to give it a shot. But I don't know how. What do you do when there's no good option?
Wow. Well, thanks. I guess I'll put it this way. It'd make an alcoholic happy to give them alcohol, even though it hurts them. But sending him to rehab, that's painful. It's not a happy journey to make. But it's good for him.
No, but it's good for him.
Absolutely, that's my point. Don't worry about making others comfortable and happy if something needs getting done. In my case, that means ignoring the help because my own goals need to be done. If it makes someone uncomfortable, then it's their problem, not mine.
That's okay. That's kind of selfish. I mean, there's a point there with that, really. So, but also it's a rather selfish way to think about it, really, as well. Which is probably why there's no point given. But anyway.
When something needs doing, you just gotta do it. And when no option seems like it'll make people happy, well, you do what you can. That makes sense? Yeah, I'm making this up as I go along.
I mean, it's fair, is that, because already from like even the first run through is that this situation is kind of a situation where someone's gonna get upset no matter what you do, really. So, and honestly, although it's noble to want to try to make everyone happy, you can't always make everyone happy, really. So with every situation is that some point or other in friendships or really any sort of relationship, whether platonic, friendship, or even romantic, really, so you're gonna do things that are gonna upset the person that you're associated with. And in order for actually things to get better, for relationships to improve, sometimes those conflicts need to happen so that you can come to an understanding of each other and you can learn to compromise and be able to build further structures of foundation or quote-unquote rules of your interaction and relationship. It can sometimes allow things to progress further, and sometimes it can restrict things. And you know what? As tough as that is, really, so is that something that just happened. That's how social interactions work. That's how relationships works. That's how being human works, really, so. Anyway, continuing. I think so, yeah.
If it's the right thing, you'll get the support you need. After all, I got you. And even if you don't, standing alone for your standards is cool. You'd be trying, and that's what matters.
Yeah. Thanks, Olivia.
Hey, you're welcome. Saying all that loud is helping me understand a few things too.
You ready to head back?
I have an idea how to smooth everything over.
Oh, okay, no, that was it, go. Oh, gosh, I'm so sorry. Good grief, okay, so. I have an idea on how to smooth everything over.
Sure. I'm curious what you have in mind. Even if you think I won't like it.
Okay, so this is still new content really here, so. I start heading back to the table. Olivia follows close behind me.
Hey, you guys are back. Everything good? All cooled off?
Yeah, everything's great. I want to give my 2 cents, try to resolve everything. Okay, so here we are back to this option here, because, let's see. Olivia's right, Liz is being petty. Liz is right, Olivia needs to think of others more. I can't decide who's right, you're my friends. Both of you are wrong. Oh, I don't think this was an option before, really, so. You know what? Here's the thing, really, so. Remember what I just said about, like, sometimes that you're gonna have to clash heads, really, so. I am going to save right now, because we now have 2 separate instances, really, so, where we're dealing with Liz and where we're dealing with Olivia. We're gonna put this here, and we're gonna go back. And here's the thing. Honestly, both of them are wrong in ways. Is that because they're holding resentments for each other. Olivia is denying the help and friendship and support that others are freely offering to her, and that's spurning them, making them feel useless and unappreciated. And as for Liz, is that Olivia is finally trying to reach out in good faith, and yet she's being spurned. And so, which would make someone like her retreat further back into her shell. So, although Liz does have fair reason to be suspicious, well, not necessarily suspicious, but also to be critical about Olivia's actions, really, so. So what I'm going to do first is that it may seem like the worst option, really, so. But I'm going to go ahead and say this. Oh, point for Inko!
Yeah, I think we got the right one.
I take a deep breath. I don't really want to have to do this. Olivia watches carefully. She talked me through this. I can do it. She won't stop being my friend over this. Get over yourself, Inko. Just say what needs to be said. I think you're both acting silly.
Really? Both of us?
I didn't know that trying to get you guys conversing would make these sour feelings come up. And that was my mistake. My bad. But it's just ridiculous. Liz, I get Olivia was a shut-in and didn't open up to you back then, but that's clearly not the case anymore, is it? That was a question.
No, I guess not.
Then what use is holding a grudge? Accomplishing your goals on your own is fine, that's your prerogative. But when you say Olivia's just treating you differently because she has something to gain, you know that's not right. And Olivia, I hate to say this, but you have been pretty thoughtless here as well. Liz is trying to do something nice for us, and hey, we all get to have a nice dinner in this crazy place. But when you say you'd rather be home painting, it's not just insulting Liz. It tells me you'd rather not be here with me as well. I love how much you've opened up to us, Olivia. What seems to me is that both of you just refuse to see eye to eye. Too much pride going on. The sooner we stop trying to get to the other to act the way we think they should, the better. And I thank you for your advice. I hope you won't be mad at me for saying this. Just please, be a little more considerate. That's it. Again, sorry if I went too far.
You're right. That's a little eloquent for such a little argument.
Well, it was bothering me. And it would have turned into something more given time.
All right. That's fair. I appreciate the effort. That's what you had in mind when you asked for advice?
Yeah.
I figured it'd be something a lot worse. Like the rest of the century you've been holding in against us. But if that's it, that's also decent. You're usually pretty thoughtful, so I guess I can see how that was a lot for you. We're nearly adults. That's not gonna bother us. At least it shouldn't.
So, you good?
Yeah. Thanks, Cinco. Thanks.
Hooray! Hooray! We did the good thing! We were adulting! Hooray! Okay. That went much better than expected. After things settled down, we finished off our meals. Well, Olivia finished our meals. Liz had noticed it first when one of her whole pancakes simply vanished. And I thought my onion ring pile was looking smaller by the minute. Looking Olivia's way, she simply waved at us with the most bizarre concoction of onion rings, flapjacks, syrup, and beef on her plate.
What? I'll make you guys better food than this later.
The theft of our food stopped shortly after that, and though the portions had diminished, we all were thoroughly satisfied with the meal. I offered to pay, or at least pitch in with the check, but Liz refused. She insisted since it was her idea to begin with. But I had always figured it was the man's place to pay for a date, and this was a date. Kinda. Neither of our hands lifted from the tiny leather booklet. And I don't know how long we spent playing tug-of-war over it. Olivia at least found it amusing, even recording our stare down on her phone. But victory was mine, as I managed to palm my debit card to the waitress before Liz could give her back the bill booklet. With that done, all that was left for us here was making the most of the view. Olivia led the way to the observation deck on the floor beneath the restaurant. And she immediately regretted, as the blast of cold air even had me shiver a bit. The altitude plus the late fall weather meant the deck was mostly clear of guests. But the view was easily worth the cold, as I made a mental note to come back here one day with my DSLR.